Hello, team owners of both of our USFL leagues. I am so glad you're all here. Thank God for you. Listen, just a few quick announcements as the weeks go by here. Traditionally, after week four's games, we start highlights. I'm going to do a brief preview probably today going into week four. But after week four, we traditionally start highlights, and that will happen in both leagues. Kyle will be doing highlights for a couple of weeks in the chat window only for the 16-team league. And in the 20-team league, of course, you're seeing something now, and highlights will start next week. After week five, the top 8 board will start showing up on both leagues. Top 8 board are the 8 teams that would make the top tier playoffs. That will start showing up after week 5. And then when week 6 begins, our spoiler award begins. Everyone knows in the main league what the spoiler award is. In the second league, 16-team league, the spoiler award is going to be, I'm going to keep a tally of who you're playing, and if you beat top 8 board teams, and if you don't quit playing, if you line them up each week, one guy in the bottom 8 in the 16-team league will get first to draft next year, and maybe a couple other perks I can figure out. So moving on forward here just real quick, our leagues, both leagues are starting to form. That's why we don't do highlights for a few weeks until things start to really form. But John Pahala Stars play James Hayes this week. John suffered a defeat to the Feds, Tina's Feds, who seem unstoppable right now, barring any injuries. But John Pahula, 2-1, will be playing James Hayes. Showboats 3-0. James every year is right there. Seems like the last couple of years with the Bulls, hangs with the Bulls, ends up dropping off toward the end. We'll see what happens this year between Phil Wafong's Bulls and James Hayes. Both of them are 3-0 right now. Phil plays Brian Tracy's Bandits this coming week. Michael Rutt is 0-3. Yes, he is. But he's in a division where the leader in the division, Portland, is 2-1. So he's really only 2 games back. He plays Terry Harness this week, who is somewhat injured in a quarterback situation. So he has a shot to win this week, Michael Rutt, to go 1-3. And at the same time, Portland's got his hands full this week. So provided that Portland were to lose, Michael was to win, the Pacific Division will be very much tighter than it is now. Arizona Wranglers, who usually prevail in the Pacific, are 1-2 right now. Kevin's struggling to get back in, and he plays Joey's Express this coming week. Both teams are 1-2. Birmingham and Oakland are going to go at it. They're both 1-2. New Jersey Generals and San Antonio Gunslingers are both 1-2 going at it. All those games, you're either going to break even or you're going to go down a little bit more. Again, don't quit, guys. It's an accumulation of moves all year long. Blitz and Feds play this week. Game looks like it's going to be pretty close. Game to watch. Everybody wants the Feds to go down a little bit, so we'll see. John and Christine's Blitz 2-1 will play the Federals this coming week. Tina's only less than 3 points ahead on the projections in that game. Pittsburgh, Michael Bosley hopes to get his first win this week to try to stay in the hunt there in the Atlantic and keep up with Tina. A long ways to go there, starting out 3-0, but Pittsburgh has its chance this week, Michael Bosley. And finally, the co-owners No Mouse game. That's Kyle and Randy. They were co-owners the first year coming in. So that will be a game to watch as Kyle, after losing a tough loss last week to the Michigan Panthers, tries his best to stay close to Mark Nemi. All right, guys, look, have a good week. That's all on the announcements. I am watching your teams, both squads here. You guys in the 16-team league, you're going to get recognized through your own chat window and in the closed group. The Fantasy Fan group, of course, currently right now we will focus on the main league in the Fantasy Fan group. That does not mean a 16-team league. You guys are not important. You are in many ways. Kyle will be discussing that. Good luck. Have a great week.